So what the heck is Plex, and why would you want to have anything to do with it? These and other questions will hopefully be answered in this video. Hey there, friends on YouTube. My name is Jason, and this is Painfully Honest Tech. Tech so honest it hurts. If this is your first time here, thanks for stopping by. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back again. You know, I have to thank the folks first at Plex for reaching out to me to say, hey, do you want to do a video about Plex and maybe tell people how you would use it, what you would use it for, what it's all about for you. And I said, well, yes, of course, I'd be happy to do such a video because, truth be told, I had been interested in doing a Plex thing, making a Plex server, and having my stuff available to me out in the greater, larger world for quite some time, but I hadn't done it. I've tried a couple of times. I sort of got started, but I didn't really get it going. So this was the perfect excuse for me to get going with a Plex server. And now I'm going to tell you my whole experience and why I'm doing it, why you might want to do it, and so we'll talk. If you've been around the channel for a while, you know I've been a music guy for many, many years. I have a huge collection of music. I have a huge collection of DVDs and stuff like that. And of course, the physical media still exists. The DVDs, the 4K Blu-rays, the vinyl, the cassettes, the CDs, all the stuff, reel-to-reel tapes still exist. The sad part about it is most of my physical media has been sort of tucked away in storage bins for the last really probably 15 years. I don't think I've unpacked my CDs and displayed them since we moved to Iowa 15 years ago. Yeah, I had a lot of the CDs burned to MP3s, and you know, the quality was pretty good, but not the best. And then last year I had a hard drive fail as I was trying to switch to a new hard drive, and everything that I had ripped to MP3 was gone. So I found myself there, collection basically gone. The only thing I had was streaming services, which I've had mixed results with. And the fact that I didn't have any of the music that I'd collected myself over the years to listen to kind of lit a fire under me. And so I got ready to get it done, and now I'm getting it done. So first, I'll tell you what is a Plex server? I say Plex server, and you're probably like, what does that mean? Well, Plex is basically a media serving app. It's an app that will sort of organize and serve your media to you, be that music, movies, podcasts, a lot of different stuff like that. So if you have a large collection of movies in digital form, then you can watch those movies basically anywhere in the world, as long as you have a Plex app on whatever device you're using. And if you have a lot of music, we'll get into how it works. But there are a few things that you need in order to get started with a Plex server. And so let's just run through those things really quickly. First off, you're going to need some sort of hard drive. Some place to store the media, some drive that will either attach to or go into your computer or your as network attached storage onto your Wi-Fi router or something like that, something that will hold the media. Basically, you can start at around $100 or less and then go up from there, depending on what kind of storage solution you want, what kind of size in terms of storage size space that you need. Once you have the hard drive set up, you want to be able to get the media from wherever it is, whatever physical media is out there, be it CDs, etc., and get it onto the hard drive. There are a lot of different ways to get music from CDs into the digital realm, and I just basically the way that I did this, I don't have a computer that has a CD drive, a DVD drive, a Blu-ray drive. I don't have a computer that has any of that stuff anymore. So I went to Best Buy. I found a $75, actually I think it was like $90 Blu-ray playing CD drive. I plugged it into my PC, and from there I have an external hard drive that's a 10 gigabyte external hard drive that I started to pull everything into. When you get started, you set up the different folders that you want for the different kinds of media that you're going to have with music, movies, television shows, that kind of thing. And then you dump everything that you get from the media that you have into those folders, into those respective folders, depending on what it is. And then you have things that you can watch and or listen to. Once you get the stuff into your folders, you're going to have to set up a server. I don't want to go deep into detail about how to set up the server. I'll do a video about that later on, but there are also good videos on that already on YouTube. I'll link to a couple. These days, I mean, there's an app for everything, and I know that I have suffered from app fatigue. Just, you know, my media experience has not been great. Ever since the digital age began, I've kind of felt like my life as a collector of music and other media has just been sort of fractured all over the place. On one hand, I had all the physical media that I mentioned before, and I could take the CDs and I could play them, but I don't even have a CD player anymore. I had the records, I do still have a turntable, and I just started to get lazy. As streaming services became more of a thing, and now you're paying monthly for every single piece of music that's ever been recorded and released ever anywhere, I started to get lazy. I started to just graze the music playlists that were offered by Apple Music or Google Music or Spotify or whatever. I wasn't really sitting down and listening to music the way that I had. So laziness has been a big factor in my general dissatisfaction with listening to music and just my status as a collector of music. Laziness and the lack of an easy way to take my collection and then put it together with everything else that's available out there. Until Plex reached out and started to explain to me like some of the features that they offer these days, I had really no idea what kind of powerful tool Plex can be. Not only can Plex serve your media, but they've also now partnered with Tidal, so you can integrate Tidal's music with like 60 million songs or something like that. And instead of having to go to the Tidal app, you can go to your music inside of your Plex app, and then your collection will be augmented by songs and stuff that's available, songs, videos, all kinds of stuff that's available from Tidal. So let's say you have 3 albums by Led Zeppelin, but you want to hear other albums by Led Zeppelin and you pay for Tidal. You connect your Tidal and your Plex, and then you have everything that Led Zeppelin ever did that you can choose right there. So you have your own music, your own stuff, and then you have everything that's been around. And it's so freeing. It's so amazing to know that, like, here is the collection of music that I have built over the years, that I have curated and built for myself. And instead of just sort of going out into a streaming service and randomly trying to find something to listen to, I can go straight to the stuff that I have already purchased, that I already know I like. And then I can augment that stuff with a service like Tidal, which is, for my money, the best sounding streaming app out there, although the app itself has always been kind of frustrating to me. So this is perfect, the marriage of two things, the best of both worlds. So instead of struggling to find the music that I want to hear on a streaming service that doesn't really know who I am, now I've got everything put together in one place. And at the end of the day, that means I have a complete music collection again. My music collection is complete once again, and that's the first time in like almost 2 decades that that's happened. The same can be said for movies, but so far Plex video hasn't been quite as transformative. I've spent the past few weeks digitizing my Blu-rays and DVDs, which is a long, arduous process. So don't imagine if you wanted to set up your own Plex server that you're going to start in the morning and be done in the afternoon and then enjoying all of your content all at once. It does take a little bit of time to get the stuff ripped off of your discs and into your hard drive. But once you get that done, everything that you've gone to the store and purchased is right there for you to watch in high quality. Again, I got lazy over the years and took to grazing Netflix and YouTube instead of intentionally sitting down and watching movies or TV shows that I knew that I liked. Even though we cut the cord a couple of years ago, I find I still select what I'm going to watch, much like I did surfing channels on TV. I just go from one service to the next and I graze and I just sort of find something. It can't be overstated how useful it is to not only have a hard drive with all of your stuff in it and it's available on your computer, but it's also available on your television. It's also available through Apple TV. There's a Plex app. Every major streaming box has some sort of Plex app. Once you sign in with your Plex account, your Plex server will be available to you on your phone, on your television, on your computer. To be able to get to your stuff just anywhere at any time is it still hasn't totally sunk in. The video side of Plex isn't as awesome as the music side, maybe, because there's no tethered service like Tidal for video. It doesn't bring your Netflix and everything else into it. That would be a big ask, but I think it would be great. I mean, now we have, Netflix, Amazon, Apple Plus, Disney Plus, all this other stuff. It would be great if Plex could become like sort of a universal search engine for all of those things, so that you could do everything out of the one app. That's really what Plex strives to do, is to instead of having multiple apps where you get your music, your movies, your podcast, your television shows, all of those kinds of things, Plex wants to be the thing that has all of those things for you. So if they could get the video side going where, all of your different accounts are pulled into Plex, that would be unbelievable. More on that level, Plex recently started aggregating podcasts as well as web shows and news to augment what is already available from your own collection. So it's starting to build itself into something that is a one-stop shop. For the past few weeks, I've been riding around in my car listening not only to Tidal, but listening to my own music mixed in with the stuff that I've added from Tidal. As long as your Plex drive is connected to a computer that is on and connected to your network, you can listen to whatever it is that you have. Oh, and you can do the same thing with your photos. So if you have tons of photos that are all over Google Photos and Apple Photos and and a bunch of baby pictures that are digitized, you can put them all into your Plex server, and all of them can be available for you to look at right there within Plex. I wouldn't have agreed to do this project with Plex if I didn't believe in the product that they were selling. Now that I've spent more time with it, I'm even more a believer than I was when I got started. The Plex app costs nothing to use. You can get a Plex Pass for $4.99 that adds additional content and features, and you can connect your Tidal subscription, as I said before. But the core functionality of Plex is free and easy to use. I've spent so many years dissatisfied with my digital media experience, and now finally, almost 2 decades later, Plex has come along and given me the opportunity to have my collection back again, and that's really blown my mind. If you're interested in starting a Plex server of your own, go down to the description below and check out the links that I've put there for a lot more information on how to do it and what you need to do in order to get that done. And there's also a link to some special offers that Plex has put together for Painfully Honest Tech viewers. So click that link as well. Let me know, have you ever tried Plex? What questions do you have about trying Plex? For me, the why Plex is just that opportunity to have the collection of things that I bought and I own from the 40 plus years that I've been a collector of music and film and other things like that, and I can have them all in one place, and they can go with me anywhere. It is really transformative. Once again, thanks for being here. If this was your first time and you want to come on back and see more Plex videos or anything else, all the other stuff that I do here, then please hit the like, subscribe, bell notify yourself, and you can come on back anytime you want. And if you've been here before, thank you ever so much for coming back again. I really do appreciate it. This has been a lot of fun getting this Plex thing going, and I can't wait to do more videos where I get more into detail about what you can do with Plex. So stay tuned for that, because it's coming sometime very soon. Once again, my name is Jason, sometimes known as the JTL. This is Painfully Honest Tech. Tech so honest it hurts. Until the next time, I'm out.